This is Out of the Box with your host, Jonathan Clark. Out of the Box, Sunday nights at 9 on Q1043.
All right, welcome back. Jonathan Clark in the studio with at least half of the Lemon Twigs. It is Brian Daddario. How are you, man?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. The new album, I'm going to hold it up here. It is called Go to School. The band will be on tour. All the tour dates at thelemontwigs.com. Let's get it out of the way right away. You're from Hicksville, Long Island, New York City, not New York City, but New York.
Yeah.
So we love that. And congratulations. You and your brother have made a fantastic album here.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You guys definitely have your own sound, but I have to say, you know, going through the songs on the album, I'm hearing parts of my favorite bands throughout the album. So who are and who were your favorite bands growing up?
Well, I mean, I know that, in my whole education as a very, very young boy was like Beatles, Beach Boys.
Pull that mic down a little bit.
Oh, yes, okay. It was like Beatles, Beach Boys.
Good place to start.
The Kinks, a lot of British Invasion stuff. And then I got into things like Leonard Cohen and Bob Dylan and The Who and, a lot of stuff of that era.
Yeah. My next question is, do you and your brother have endorsements for Daddario guitar strings?
Oh, well, I think they'll give us like some like drumsticks and
because it's not just
stuff. Yeah. They'll give us some stuff. They reached out because of our name,
right?
Just
Of
being
course.
the same.
Yeah,
and
spelled the same too, right?
Yeah. But no relation. But we were like, yeah, sure, we'll take some stuff.
This new album, I didn't know this while I was first listening, but I find out that you actually wrote this as a musical.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, we just have always loved musicals growing up. When we were like 7, our mom decided she was going to go do some community theater, and she asked us if we wanted to do it, and we just wanted to do it for fun. And then we kind of someone saw us at one of the shows and introduced us to an agent, and just kind of by chance we started auditioning for real stuff.
Uh-huh.
So there were about 3 years where we were doing Broadway shows and
really.
Yeah. So and then
which ones?
Well, I did Les Mis when I was about 9. And then I did The Little Mermaid. I played Flounder, which isn't it's not the most rock and roll thing, really.
And you recorded this album in your home studio in Long Island, right? So I'm reading from your bio here. Go to School tells the heartbreaking coming-of-age story of Shane, a pure-of-heart chimpanzee raised as a human boy as he comes to terms with the obstacles of life. Todd Rundgren and the Daddario's mother, Susan Hall, play Shane's parents.
Yeah, I mean,
Todd Rundgren.
That was a question of that was just the most convenient thing,
Well, so how did Todd get into the Daddario family here?
We really wanted him to be on the record in some capacity, and we're always obviously huge fans, and we asked him if he wanted to do it. We got in touch with his management. We met him at a show that he did in New York at the City Winery.
Yeah.
And someone there recognized us because I guess our names get thrown together a lot. So they said, I think we can get you back to meet Todd. And we were like, that's a fantastic idea. And so...
do you like the Nas too?
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
I'm not as familiar with that as the solo records.
Right,
but,
yeah. Well, tell me about your parents. They're both musical as well, right?
Yeah. Our dad... is a great songwriter, and he worked at studios a lot in the 70s and 80s, and he worked and met my mom at Tommy Makeham's Irish Pavilion, which used to be here in New York.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, and they're very they're talented people, And,
right.
They ended up in kind of different. Well, my mom ended up being a psychologist, and my dad ended up working at a school doing a lot of the stuff that he always did, by himself, recording and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah.
he does like lights and for their plays and stuff at the
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
And sound. So, yeah.
So will this musical be performed ever? Do you perform this at your live shows, or will there actually be like a proper presentation of the musical and that maybe Todd Rundgren will show up for?
I'd love to do something like that. Maybe I keep saying maybe next year we can plan about 5 like bigger productions of it that would just because right now we're playing the record or most of the record in order. In the middle of our shows.
Right. Yeah.
But with a 5-piece group. So there are certain limitations with some of the songs that have a lot more orchestrations and stuff. But I'd like to do like a really cool concert that had strings and horns. It'd be really cool next year.
That would be amazing. You are about to go on tour, I guess in Europe with the Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
You must be looking forward to that. Wow.
Well, I have no expectation for it. I mean, it's gigantic places, and haven't really played in any place that big.
Are they arenas or are they stadiums? Or
they're like arenas, and so it's crazy. I mean, I've been to those kind of shows,
Yes.
and I know what people do during the opening bands. They eat hot dogs
and beer,
and they walk around.
Right.
So I almost feel less pressure for that
right,
reason.
because
I feel like it'll be a great place to kind of try to work on some stuff and experiment with our show
and maybe run around on like huge stages and stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll want to do that.
Well, you've done this before with Phoenix, I think, too, right?
Yeah, that
was
that was cool. Their audience was very attentive and stuff. Maybe that'll be the experience, but I have no expectation.
Right,
whatsoever.
but don't be all negative. You're
No,
going to be converting some new fans.
It's an amazing opportunity. I am very excited. I just have, I don't want to build it up too much in my own head.
Right. It's going to be fun. I mean, it's not like you're going to be breaking rocks, for minimum wage. I mean.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm not trying to complain. I never complain.
Elton John, he has sung your praises. That must have been like pretty awesome what did he say? Did he hear you somewhere, or like how did he find out about you guys?
I don't really know. I think he just pays attention to a lot of new music.
Yeah. No, he's a new music guy. You're right.
Yeah, it's really cool though that he really wants to like share it with more people and stuff. Yeah, that blew my mind. That was amazing.
And Alice Cooper as well.
Yeah, that was great to hear. All that stuff is like the most kind of gratifying part of it sometimes, that and meeting people that that you don't know that like your stuff.
Well, let's not forget that it is 2 brothers in the band. That's the genesis of the band. Your brother Michael is not here. I've interviewed a lot of bands with brothers. Is it? I don't know. I'm sure you've played with other people. What's it like being in a band with like a sibling?
Well, when we're creating.
And you guys all play the same instruments too, right? I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
But it's great to not have to. You don't have to communicate as much verbally. I think you know a lot of things like instinctively. Like we were doing a show where we were just doing a show the other night where Michael started singing a part of the song that he had never sung before, and I immediately went to a harmony, and it was completely unplanned.
Didn't even think about it.
Yeah, we didn't even think about it, and it was at the exact same time, and we kind of did it, and then we kind of looked at each other like, wait, that was weird, So
weird and cool, though.
Yeah. There's a lot of that kind of weird telepathy.
Yeah. The Lemon Twigs, where does the name come from?
I kind of didn't take it seriously at first. We were kind of rehearsing, and I said it as a joke, and then one day came where we needed to name ourselves, and we had just kind of heard it a bunch of times to me it just seemed kind of funny because, usually it's like, with like the pretty things, it's like a describing word and then a noun or something.
Good
it was just
band,
the
actually.
Lemon Twigs was kind of...
And then you went to Google to see if it was available or something.
and of course it was so bad that no one ever chose it before.
His name is Brian Daddario. The band is the Lemon Twigs. The new album is Go to School. Everyone go out and buy this album. It is so good. And watch for them on tour, all the tour dates at thelemontwigs.com. Brian, thank you so much.
No
It's nice to have
problem.
a boy from Hicksville in the studio. We love that. And please come back anytime.
Sure, thanks.